Carol Scagnelli, I got a message that we weren't doing paperwork with you. So if I've made a mistake, please private message me. But I removed your document, your husband's document from our to-do list based on an email that I believe. So if I'm mistaken, please correct me.
Patty 151.
All right, well, I guess good. They were all paying attention. Well, so good evening, everybody. It is 10 after 8. Let's see if we could actually keep this one short because I know we're really all exhausted.
An understatement.
I know.
Oh, here we go. Toasting you with a glass of Guinness. All right. You.
That's cool. So we've been pretty busy today. Well, the last few days. I know I only got about 3 hours of sleep last night, so I'm looking forward to sleeping more. But things are going along really well. But we did want to make sure if you had any questions or anything you needed help with, to let us know. We were in Brooklyn yesterday, Michelle and I, and creating a little havoc everywhere we go.
Carol Scagnelli said he agreed to the affidavit. Yes. No, I remember that email.
Agreed to do it or not to do it?
No, to do it.
Oh, then I got to put it back.
Right. No, I took care of that email. Right.
Okay. Sorry.
Stay out of my emails.
I will circle that back, madame.
Yes. No, I took care of that because I know there was an issue. He wasn't going to do it, but then she sent the email and said, no, he's going to do it. So I took care of that.
Okay. I will fix it.
Yes. Fix it. Fix it.
Fix it. But there was something that was missing, I think. Private message me your full address and a phone number so I don't have to hunt, and then I will pull it back in the file. And then just a little ask is we're probably, well, I think tomorrow what I'd like is to do, instead of having to do massive phone calls, today I had just make phone calls to the finance committee, which is important because we've been trying to see if we can get them to make sure that we stay in, the cost of our retiree health benefit stays in the budget. I mean, it's kind of like a long shot ask, but it's still an ask. Jerry Palenke, yes, absolutely. Thank you. I'm glad you're back. I hope you had a great vacation, and I'm glad we were able to connect. And Carol, I just see your message came through, so thank you for doing that so quickly because my brain will forget. Matthew Weber, they are working on yours. We did not forget you, so don't think we did.
Notary called him.
Perfect. We've been doing housekeeping. It's a lot of little housekeeping because things are, just imagine the volume of what we're doing. And some people we had used your phone numbers and addresses from our MailChimp database, and then some of these moved and we didn't think about that.
Well, right. So
our phone numbers change.
Happens, right. So if you guys, like if you move or whatever, you guys can change your preferences and update, or again, not now, because I have 1,700 and something emails that I got to go through, but just send send that, oh, I changed my address, because I do get them, change my email, and I do change it. So you guys can send that stuff and I can update the MailChimp.
Awesome. And I gave her a bag yesterday of people who wanted to have their email.
Oh yeah, the 50-pound bag of envelopes. Yeah.
That reminds me, I have to read. Keep checking the chat. I'll have to read a letter to you guys that I got. Hold on.
So it said, Marianne, I recall how you warned us how temp injunction tricky. So thank you and hallelujah. Renee Belzile says, Marianne, you look rested, right? That's what do you call it? Those things, filters. That's what filters do.
Yes, it makes me look good. Oh, I did do something for me though.
Right. And then Gerald Nelson says, how did our meeting go with Councilman Kagan? He's asking. We got, hi ladies. We'll get back to you, Nelson. Hold on. We got, today was a great day. Thanks for all you do.
What is that?
Oh, what is
Cucumber
that?
mask.
Oh, okay.
It looks like cucumbers.
Yes, they do.
Hydrating cucumber mask for my face. I'm going to rest today. Yes, I look rested. Partial filter. Partial eating like normal food.
I know, I look like a crazy lady.
And then Sue told me that it's the Jewish holiday and I had to have cheesecake, so I picked
Yes, so
myself
no
up a piece of
product.
cheese-
Yes,
Shavuos.
Yes.
Shavuos.
yes.
Okay, I probably need to take off my background so I can show you this stuff. If it lets me do that. Okay, so some of our, some mail that comes in will look like this, that comes into poor Justin, our bookkeeper.
I kind of ate it. Wow. Okay.
So, yes, this was
Nom,
from the
nom.
Surians in New Hyde Park. It made it to Georgia, but it looked like that. And the check is literally in 2 pieces. So we're gonna have to mail this back to you because I seriously doubt that they would cash anything that looks like this.
She was hungry.
And actually, this was not the only one. I got 4 like this. So I don't know where that's happening, but it is.
Wow, that machine's awful hungry.
It absolutely is. So here's the letter that I wanted to reach to you. This letter arrived from Bensonhurst, okay?
Hold on. Patricia Campisi, notary is literally here with my husband. He doesn't know what to do with the affidavit. Does he take it or do we scan it in?
He has to, the notary has to scan it and mail it. So he has to scan it back to the notary company and he has to mail it as should be the direction.
You hear
Does she
that,
need-
Patricia?
Is she good or does she need a phone call?
We'll wait because she asked the question. So let's see if she gives an answer.
Patricia said, thanks.
Okay, you got it.
Yes. So if anyone who's getting notary coming to visit you, they're required to scan the document back into the portal. It's literally like a computer system. And so that the main, the mothership of notaries, they have to get it in a PDF. So the notary that comes to your house has to scan it back to the mothership and then mail the document back. That's how that works.
That's my
Okay.
line.
The mothership.
You
Yes.
will assimilate.
Okay, so I want to read you this letter that came in from Bensonhurst. Now, mind you, this is from an active union employee, not a retiree. This letter is from a active union worker. DC 37, by the way. Dear Organization of Public Service Retirees, enclosed, please find my check for support of this cause. This check represents what I actually received as my $3,000 sign-on bonus for the DC 37 contract. This cause is worth it. By the way, I voted no on the contract. I can't believe that New York City is trying to silently harm its retirees by taking away its contributions to the traditional Medicare program for its retirees. Medicare Advantage is so much worse than even the regular GHI healthcare for active employees, at least that it does not actively override a doctor's decision and will pay a portion of surgery, even if the doctor is non-participating. Medicare Advantage puts the enrollee, the senior who needs the care, totally on the hook for its non-approved procedures. Of course, the federal government, the myriad of insurance company lobbyists and government representatives who are holding hands with each other for the profit motive of this privatization of Medicare are at the root of this takeover. It is unfortunate that New York City would gladly go along with this to save itself some money, knowing that the people who stood up for the city through the years of working for it will be physically and financially harmed by this action. Just at the point where more robust healthcare is needed, where people are less able to stand up for themselves and fight these denials, etc. Anyway, thank you for your tireless effort to stopping this from happening. And I'm only going to say her first name is Rita. So Rita, if you're listening, thank you, thank you. There's thousands and thousands of retirees that thank you for doing this. That is super sweet. We were also told by the bookkeeper that several of you had also donated your Medicare B reimbursements to us as well, which just made me cry. So Justin's like, I just wanted you to know that this absolutely happened, that this happened. And I was like, oh my goodness. So shows you when people, you do good work and you put good things out there, that people do believe in you. And that's because of everything, you guys are doing with us. I think I was talking to Ellen yesterday when I described us as like these little cogs, like we're just a bunch of million little cogs in a machine that are making this train chug all along. So that was my letter for today.
Thank you, Ellen, for explaining what Shabbat is. I know it's a holiday, but thank you. So if you didn't know, Marianne, it is the Jewish holiday that celebrates the giving of the 10 Commandments to Moses.
And I'm celebrating it with cheesecake.
There you go. Well, it's milk products, I believe. That's what Sue said.
Oh, is it? Cool.
I believe that's what Sue was saying. You have to eat some milk
Well, it was
products.
either that or tiramisu, and since I was nearest to cheesecake, I chose cheesecake.
Listen, I have lady fingers and stuff. I make a kick butt tiramisu from scratch.
I do too. I love that.
I just don't have time.
Judy Lim, I believe you have also sent in an affidavit, and I believe they were processing yours today. So did everyone hear our news today about the court's decision on the class action copay restraining order? I'm sure you've all heard that already, so we're excited about that.
Oh, no, not everybody may have heard it. I don't know. So,
Oh yeah, with 362 people. Well, maybe they would have watched our video.
well, you don't know.
Okay, so today we were having a meeting when our legal team advised us that the appellate court affirmed the lower court's decision on our injunction to stop the copays. Remember when we filed the class action copay case, you file the lawsuit and a restraining order to stop them from happening so that you can, argue the facts of the case. Well, when we filed that, the judge gave us the injunction, and then the city and Emblem very quickly appealed. And that was where you watched us live stream, what was it, like 3 weeks ago? I know we tried to live stream it, but we ended up having to link it to you because I said a word that began with O and they thought it was bad in nature, and then they kept bouncing me and Michelle off. I'm not even going to say it. So, but anyway, I guess Facebook's AI doesn't realize that O word has multiple meanings. And we were trying to live stream it to you. So anyway, we were informed today that by a unanimous decision for the second time, and the appellate first department found that the lower department was correct. The Supreme Court was correct, and affirmed Judge Frank's decision that bad things were happening to us, and in order to protect the retirees, that the copays had to stop. So we were very happy to hear that, and thank you to Jake and Steve and team. I got to see Alexa today. She met me in the park across the street. So we were excited to get to meet her. Did I trigger your thingy?
No, I'm
Okay,
jealous. I didn't get to meet her.
No, I mean, your echo.
Oh, no, I know what you meant.
Oh, okay. So we have a joke is whenever we
Right.
our legal analyst has the same name as our Echo device, which I won't say because that's will probably trigger her.
Right.
So as soon as we'll be talking with her or talking about her or something that we have to do for her for you guys, and we'll say her name and mine and Michelle's Amazon Echoes, say, I don't understand that or something.
Or they'll start playing music or some nonsense.
Yes, it starts talking out of the blue, so it's very funny. But so the appellate department, first department appellate court affirmed the lower court's decision unanimously for the second time in our history. We need to start writing these down. I've lost track of how many times we've been successful in this. We need to actually draw this out. And if you were with us yesterday at Ari, he doesn't like my colored markers, which I absolutely love my colored markers.
Right. So we have to redo the chart of the unions.
I'm going to have it printed because I can't do that any other way unless I just I
Well,
don't know,
right.
I'll figure it out.
I said, I'll put it in a spreadsheet and then we'll do something with it.
Design it out or something. Yeah, he wanted it typewritten, not in colored marker.
Of the unions who voted no and yes.
I'm the
and-
daughter of a school teacher. We use colored markers.
Right, and you
Correct.
guys use columns, right, so he
And I
didn't
use
like
columns and colored markers.
it, so Ari didn't like
Correct.
it, so he said, you know, you need to be a little more better with that, it's all over the place.
I know. So anyway, that's the scoop there.
But anyway, what was that, Nelson? Right, so it went very well with Kagan. So it was a nice turnout with his constituents. And then, yes, no, we did not get heartburn from the Nathan hot dogs because we did walk to Coney Island from there afterwards. So.
We
was
did,
nice.
we
The
had a,
French fries.
we
Of
did.
course we had
It
french
was
fries.
the four of us. There
Yes, it
was four
two
four
lovely
girls.
ladies. Yes, it was two lovely ladies, Robin and who was the other one? I can't remember her name now.
Oh my God.
But they were
Hopefully
two
she's on here and
lovely
says it was me.
nurses. Right, it was two lovely nurses from Coney Island Hospital. 40 years, I think, between both of them working for Coney Island Hospital.
Betty.
Betty, was it Betty? Okay. And they were great. We were just talking and it was nice.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Right.
We did a lot of reminiscing and so we did have a good time.
Right.
So that was our day, and then Michelle ended up taking the train going back up home, and I came back to work. So,
Right.
but
Yeah, got home.
no, John Blau just got on by accident at 8:25. Missed. Do not know how.
Oh, you only missed like what, 15 minutes, not even?
Don't worry, John, you're here.
Yeah. That's okay.
You didn't really miss too much. But you don't have to do anything. You just have to come to our page at about 8 o'clock and we're here. Matthew says the out-of-state notary, this out-of-state notary literally just called me for a Saturday meetup. Thank you all. You're welcome, Matthew.
I understand Miss Michelle has a new 8-ball. Hoorah. We're in great hands. Absolutely. And I am still indebted on whoever sent that to me because I think that is just great. Because, you
That
know,
was sweet.
well, yes, it was. Oh, and Renee says this would be the 5th win, I think.
I think we're past that if we all talked about all of our
well,
little wins, but
Well, right. So
if you
it's
say
5th
major
time,
wins,
right. So it would be 5 plus the appeals. So, right. So. Oh, we got what's happening. What is happening on the 31st? Well, save the date.
so we're actually asking you to save 2 dates. So I need you to
Oh,
save the,
right.
yeah, we have to save 2 dates. Save 2 dates to be in Manhattan with us. You're gonna be here on both days, right?
Of course I am.
Yeah, okay. So so the 31st will probably be a morning-ish, I think, events like maybe 11. And then the 8th, which is a Thursday,
Right.
will probably be maybe at 12, I think. We're gonna finalize these details, but you know us, and I know we're gonna be getting like, you know, like we're calling it like the retiree senior flash mob event or something, because we usually end up getting the details that we need at the last minute. And like tomorrow I've got to go meet the cops and everything to make sure what we want to do, we could do. And
Right.
so it's a lot.
I have to change my hair appointment on the 31st. See, that's how important this is. So you know that, right?
It
Because my
is, I
hair
know.
mess.
I gotta do mine. I'll do mine too. We'll look at.
Yeah, well, you do yours. I have to go get mine done. So that's how important this is that I have to change my hair.
Change a hair appointment.
Okay. So you better all be there. Okay.
Please clarify without legal work, who is the last word on transferring us to Aetna? Is it OLR or the mayor? And who makes the decision on the proposed decision? Well, Karen, it's actually going to come down to the judge. It's not going to be the mayor. But if you're talking about the contract can be registered by the controller, or he could refuse to register it. Even if he did refuse to register it, the mayor could do it all on his own. It doesn't matter. So your only hope, because it doesn't seem as if the council wants to get behind anybody, is a judge telling them whether or not you can or you can't. Ellen, we have a lot of new members. Can you please put out a request for donations? We are all volunteers. Yes, thank you. And while we are a nonprofit, that is not actually correct. We're filing as a 501c5. We are nonprofit. We are just not tax deductible. And yes, we do have multiple litigations left. And usually Carol holds up a sign that says donations are needed.
And money.
Send us money, please. So our fundraising is continuing, of course, because now we are moving into the thick of things. Wish I could be there on 5/31 having an ultrasound. Don't you worry.
Worry. It's
I'll
okay.
keep the 8th open. So at this point, there's no one in the city council who feels they can introduce our bill. So let me tell you about this, because this I find is disturbing. Because we went from nobody wanting to introduce our bill to being told that so many people did it. We were like, what? What does that mean? There's so many people wanting to introduce our legislation. So this is what happens. You give a council person your legislation. And in our situation, Sue Dodell and I had drafted what we wanted to be the legislation. We had a first draft of what we wanted, and it was a really great bill. So we started to speak to city council persons back in the fall about doing it. And the first person we went to was Councilman Brannan. And we asked him, would you do our legislation? And we gave it to Jonathan Yedden in December. And after several weeks, 2 weeks, it didn't go anywhere. We weren't getting any confirmation of anything. We didn't understand why. So we then moved on. And then the second person we went to, or the second person we went to was Amanda Farias. And she said, yes, I want your legislation. We were like, are you sure? Yes. She wanted it. Okay, fine. We gave her the legislation to introduce. She submits it to the legislative office, or you'll hear us say the ledge office. It's the same thing. They're supposed to take the legislation and look at it, make sure it's correct. Sometimes if there's issues, they tweak it, or they'll talk to you about tweaking it, or talk to the council person about tweaking it. They research it for whatever, format it properly, rewrite it if they have to, and then they give it back to the council person to introduce. And then it goes into a committee, and then they have a hearing on it, and they talk about it, and then they vote on it. And then I guess it goes to the full council, and then eventually, hopefully, it becomes a law. So this whole process has been somewhat convoluted. I should back up a moment. We found out somewhere in this process, and still to this day, I don't understand how this happened. But in between that, before Councilwoman Farias had submitted the bill to the legislative office, we learned that Councilman Bottcher submitted our bill. He was the first person to do it. So I still can't tell you how this happened. I still can't tell you. It's still a surprise to us. I'm not quite sure how he got it, but he did. And that's not a bad thing, because hey, if you support us and you wanted to introduce it, God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's why he came up to me at the rally, at the January 9th hearing, and hugged me. I was just so taken back because I'd never met him before. He's just, tall, like 6'5", good looking guy. And he's like, I support what you're doing. I'm like, thank you. And who are you? So it was nice, Unfortunately, he's walked back that support. And in the meantime, we had given the legislation to Councilwoman Farias, who asked us for the legislation. And when she got the bill into the office, the legislative office, she was told that Councilman Bottcher was first in time. And that meant that, to my understanding, that language means that he submitted the bill first. So he has that first right to bring it forward. they've had some conversation. I'm not quite sure what that was like, but then there was an agreement for him to give her the legislation, and she did. He gave it to her and she took it. That's where we are today. Now, she has refused to push it forward, doesn't want to do it push the bill forward because the speaker, I am assuming, has also intimidated her or basically told her, we're not, if you do this, bad things will happen, which is what was alluded to in the conversation we had with Mr. Botcher just last week. I think he said his words were something as she's in a bad way because she took your bill. I'm not quite sure how bad of a way you could be for taking someone's legislation that does the right thing by seniors and the disabled, but okay. Now we're told that so many people, so many council members have anonymously submitted our legislation to the legislative office that even the person that wants to bring it to the floor, who told us they want to bring it to the floor, can't, because there are so many people in front of him, her, them, whatever, that they can't do it. They can't do the bill because there is this voluminous amount of anonymous bill submitters that will not allow our bill to advance. And I'm going, this doesn't make any sense. Now, I know you weren't privy to these conversations with me and Michelle because they were somewhat private, but we have always said this feels like a catch and kill. That they took our bill to suppress it, to make sure no one took it to advance it. And it was very frustrating. And we just joked about it. Well, honestly, we were yesterday when we went to see Councilman Barrett, oh my gosh, Ari Kagan. Ari Kagan yesterday. I said, I feel like we have the Stormy Daniel of bills because this was literally a catch and kill story. Let's all get that legislation. Let's all block it and refuse to advance it, move it. We'll all fall for the same line that it's illegal and not do anything with it. And that's exactly what's happening. For all the council persons that are telling you that they support our retiree and they support you, just get the bill introduced and we'll be behind it. They know it can't be introduced because they're all anonymously suppressing it. I'm like, this is like a New York Post Inquirer story in the making.
Right. Oh, listen, it's crazy.
And that's what's happening to our legislation.
Right.
So sorry for the long story, but that's exactly how it happened. I don't know what to tell you, but
yeah. So
why can't we coordinate the May 31st get together with all the large unions attending Cobb's Fire? Well, Phyllis, if you know any large unions that want to attend a rally, please give me a call.
Right.
It's not ringing. Sorry.
I have a couple of stuff that I stopped before I got to those other questions. So,
oh, go ahead.
Steve Fessel, no, there is no number associated with this plan for the doctors or the hospital. This is the problem. There is no number. So yeah, I know, we know that all the doctors are waiting for the fee schedule before they know if they're going to accept this plan or not. Margaret Plack, we're going to have to look. She sent money yesterday, but notice her check from last month was not cashed. So
who's that?
Margaret Plack, Plack.
Hold on. I had some.
Oh, okay. Was that one of the ones that got eaten?
No, that wasn't an eaten. Hold on. Some checks came in with no date. Some checks came in with the wrong payer.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
Plack.
I do not see that. Yeah. I forgot to bring envelopes. I'll have to go pick up envelopes tomorrow, but I have a few that have to be returned.
Okay.
But I do not see hers here. It was from what month?
She said she sent it last month. So That would be April.
I did send 2 back that came like this.
That we're eating, right? Okay.
And there was one that did come in the mail that had no return address up here, that had no, it was ripped in such a way that they could see who to send it to, but there was nothing to return it to. And that the check from the inside was missing. And I honestly can't tell you if it
All
was
right.
yours or not. So I would, if I were you, depending upon when you send
Back. Right.
I might wait like another week and then you might want to cancel that. Just to be on the safe side. I would just watch it.
Right.
Because we got like 3 or 4 of them like this about 2 weeks ago. But the ones that I do have here that are made out to the wrong payers. I need to address those.
Okay. All right.
So this is also my homework. I was gonna dump this on poor Carol, but she wasn't feeling well, so.
Let's give Carol some good vibes because she was sick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Carol
Doing
was-
better.
Oh, you sound better because I heard you didn't sound well the other day.
No, I had no voice.
So that's the poop there.
Right.
Yes, Marcia, the speaker has absolutely blocked it because she has threatened everybody from what we are being told with their committee seats and their discretionary funding, which is why they're all, they're all willing to save their own hides, but not worry about the people that they represent.
Mhm. What do we got?
Well, Laura, I'm just going to tell you, it's not any one party, it's actually every party.
Right. Right. It's just everybody, there's an unwritten agenda going on. They got, what is it? It's an election year. Everybody is out to,
Yeah, just help themselves and not help each other. Because remember, if you are voted and supported, no matter what your party is, and like Marcia says here, that this group works because we don't get into partisan politics, because we don't believe it that part of politics should be in healthcare. We keep saying that healthcare is a human right, not a political fight, and they are making it political. Or Lincoln Ressler will accuse me of playing chicken with people's lives. No, they are playing chicken by forcing us to do this. That's the game that they want to play. They're playing the game. We're actually trying to be very serious about this.
Right.
They could help fix this and make it all go away. They're choosing not to. They're choosing to let you defend yourself.
right. So.
I am doing a write-in name for city council in my district. I refuse to vote for liars who support us, but won't introduce the bill. Is your dog's name Sugar Pizzatola? That sounds like a porn star. But yes, my dogs are Sugar and Jules, and I did not name them. They were adopted like that, but yes, it's Sugar. They're gonna put my dog up for election.
I'll have my dogs run against you.
Everyone jokes, well, if the mayor could be mayor of the city of New York and live in New Jersey, Mary Ann could run in all the districts of New York.
Come on, he lives in Brooklyn. Come on.
Now.
That's all right, because Jason was telling me, so this was funny. I have to find out because there was a little blurb apparently I think it was the Daily News. There was something that said that I don't know who it was, but what was it, babe? A council member said that the people upstate are a bunch of picks.
Oh no,
What?
there's a lot of crazy shit going on. And actually, Wendy has a good point. She says she's not in the city, but I know that they have a lot of publications online, the city and maybe other ones. People should start reaching out to them and posting online. So that's going to be your weekend homework, is to take something about this messaging and post it in whatever local page, your neighborhood page, your patch .com, whatever you want to do, and put it up there, your Twitter, your Facebook, your whatever, just put it somewhere. And, you know, if you're having an issue like that, then, and just post about it. Let your council person write a personal post anywhere, Facebook, Twitter, I don't care where, Instagram, someplace, and then tag your council person to let them know, since they're not listening to you, you want, you know, answering you to have a group meeting, that you want them to hear you and how this is going to affect you, and that you need them to take action.
Right. You need to tell them your story, how this affects you. So-
Ellen Monshine says, Gerald's suggestion is to write a new bill. Makes sense. Can we do it? Already did, girlfriend. They're saying the subject messaging is the same and it falls under the same shit.
Right.
Come on, we tried that.
Right.
Speaker Adams took all of Kagan's perks away. He has nothing to lose if he introduces
Right.
our bill.
Right.
Yes, he told us that yesterday. He said he basically took away his office and even the window.
Well, he said, so even if he loses this time, they'll take away his window and his, you know, phone and everything else.
Michael Antwerp, can you please explain that privatization of Medicare has always been a bipartisan effort? It has, and I think you need sugar because your like letters are all crazy fakakta.
I think he's
So-
typing fast.
So, but this is, Michael and I have talked about this a few times with a few others, is this just seems to be something that's happening from within side government, is privatizing Medicare, and we don't understand that. And it is
Follow the
bipartisan.
money.
It's happening on both sides.
Right.
It's happening by both parties. So this isn't like one doing it against the other. And I know if Jimmy Rallis is on here, he's going to be very proud to hear me say that. This isn't a red thing or a blue thing. They're both guilty of doing this.
Well, doesn't red and blue make purple? Hey, come on.
Any congressional persons get in touch? No. But AOC is having a meeting on Friday in Astoria. So if you can, register to be there. And you must register, you won't get in.
Listen, I registered. I'm the main register yesterday for that.
Okay.
that Council District 13, and I got banned.
This is important. Council District, Community Board 13 district members. If you were in Community Board 13, if you live in Community Board 13 and your community board meeting was last night that we were trying to get all of you on, if you live in that board district, I'm going to make a post today or tomorrow. And it is going to list you the emails that you need to write an email and copy these people to. It would be more effective if it came from you than the rest of all of us trying to get on, especially because you are the constituents of that district. But community board meetings are open to the public, and you, as being a resident, were entitled to be in that meeting. They should never have booted you out. They should never have removed you from the room, and they should never have limited your ability to be in that meeting. They also should never have put you inside the waiting room. So like for me, I kept getting booted to the waiting room and I didn't understand why. It made absolutely no sense. And what I think that they were doing is, I think they were being cheap. I think they only had a Zoom call membership that was for 100 people. And because
Oh.
they had less than, no,
Because first of all, I got booted off the original email.
yes,
Yes,
the
I was
original
denied.
Zoom.
Right, the original Zoom, I got denied. I got denied off the second email. I got denied. So what
I'm telling you why.
no, wait for it. Wait for
Okay.
it. So as I was driving, which I shouldn't be doing, I forwarded that email to my Yahoo address. Okay, because I have a Yahoo address. Okay. I forwarded that link to my Yahoo and I clicked on the Zoom and I got in. But because my Android did an update, it went into safe driving mode. So I could not hear anything through my car. So, right. So everything got muted and and my video was turned off, but I got in.
So did I, but then they kept booting us back out. And I'm-
No, I was
Okay.
on, but I couldn't hear anything for like 15 minutes. Right. So
I
that
was
was
on, all right.
BS.
I'm trying to
Right.
explain to you that that for all the number of us that were removed or pushed into waiting room, that
Right.
as they were trying to get the other guests that were coming into the meeting to speak, they had to have a limit of who they could have in the room. They didn't have an account open for like 500 people because the count kept sticking around 100. So if
Right,
you
but-
were at 100 people and they needed to get the other guests into the room, they had to remove members of the board.
Right. But the thing is, I did this like 45 minutes after.
I
the
understand that.
No, I get that. But the thing is, they would not let me in with a Gmail address. They let me in.
I
with
didn't
the
have a Gmail
Yahoo.
address either. I used my other account. It wasn't
No,
about.
no, it was just wild. They would not, it was the wildest thing.
So if you live in community board
Right.
13, I'm going to post a set of email addresses that you need to write a letter to complaining that you were a member of that board and that you were not allowed in, or that you were booted, or that you couldn't get in, or that you were in and they removed you, or that you were in and they put you in the waiting room. Please make that complaint because that is huge. And do me a favor, we will send you an email address to copy us on that because we want to know that you did it to try to help you expedite that complaint.
Yeah.
So that will be huge. Barbara Nielsen says, will we get back the money we paid for copay? So Barbara, we didn't win the case. We only won the injunction. And that means that those copays stop from January 12th forward. All of the copays prior, all of that still has to be argued in court. And if you're being pressured, like we've always said, if you're going into collection or the doctor's office is asking you for the money, then you need to pay that. If you feel you're okay to pay it, or start to pay it off. If it's a lot, don't put yourself in hock, and definitely don't put it on a credit card. Pay what you can little by little. Never charge medical debt. And then start to pay that off if you want to. And if the judge does find for us in the main body of the case, then there will be somehow they will work out how you will get reimbursed.
Yeah, it kept saying the host kept throwing me out. Every time I try to log in, it said the host
Yeah,
denied
you
you.
weren't alone. I live in Nassau and got in, but no one would respond to my question in the chat. What can Florida residents do now to assist? Will our congressman be the slightest bit interested? So Ronnie, we have under our there's a national Facebook group that we started with the Delaware retirees, and that is called NOSOM, NOSOM, National Organization to Save Original Medicare. You can go there and there's a couple of links. There's a video that we did and a link to create the national network email that you put in your name, address, and email, whatever, and it'll tell you who your elected officials are. The letter targets them to explain to them not to do this. Shahana Hanif is my rep. She's been silent. She has a progressive veneer. How can I let people in her area know she's not supporting us? So Renee, could you send me a message like that on Messenger? Because then I'll take a look in the database and see how many retirees are in her district that we have that signed up to do a meeting with her. And if you have a bunch more, we can add them on. And then what we do is we email her, copy all of the district members, and ask for a meeting. That's what we've been doing. That's how we got these other meetings.
Barbara Hiss Nielsen, the notary is coming to meet tomorrow. Will she take the affidavit and scan it at her house because she will not be able to scan
Yes.
it at my house? Yes, exactly. That's what she's going to do.
Yeah, they don't need you to do that. They are supposed to be able to scan that back to their main office.
Faye, yes, I got your statement. I got it. Everything's good. I'm handling all that. Yes.
So Eliza Felix says, Miriam, why not use a credit card to pay medical debt? You can use a credit card to pay it off, but you should never use a credit card to pay a large debt that you can't pay off, because then you're incurring interest rates on that. Medical debt, they're required to set up a payment plan with you. If you, let's say hypothetically, the doctor's office gives you a bill for $1,000. If you put that on a credit card and you can't pay it off in full, you're going to incur charges. So ask them, hey, listen, can I pay you $25, $50, $100 a month? You tell them what you could pay monthly, and then ask them to bill you. Do you want to set up a payment plan to pay them off? Trust me, they will accept that, and there's no interest on that, rather than you putting it on a credit card, which could then be costing you more money than that. So that's why I said that. And there's no reason to do that, because most doctors' offices that I'm ever aware of will work out a payment plan with you. Yep, I know, Joan, you and I were texting her. I wasn't too impressed with the communication, but I think now it's time to do a meeting, request a meeting, and see how that goes. Will we ever be meeting with Borelli? Carol, is that your councilman? Council members who support us should be listed, so the ones that still live here can vote for them and make it known that support will not be given to anyone who will not support the retired workers. So that's a good question. So far, I guess publicly who's supported us would, if I'm correct, I think it's only 3 now. I think everybody's pretty much like backpedaled. Ari Kagan, Chris Marte, and Charles Barron. Please set up meeting for, you mean Julie Menon? Julie doesn't want to meet with us. Julie actually emailed us back and said she wasn't, she was too busy to meet with us. But that's okay. We'll message her again and see if we can get that. Gwen Miller, thank you for adding on to my comments. Gwen says, because credit card debt has a greater potential to negatively affect your credit score than medical debt does. A credit card generally isn't the best way to pay your medical bills. Before you reach your credit card, for your credit card, next time take and explore the other options for paying your medical bills. Thank you for clearing that up for everybody. Sometimes in my head, I know what I want to say, but the words don't always come out. But there's also another card that if you do have good credit and you did want to do it, there is a card called Care Credit.
Care credit, right, Care credit.
And I use that not just for me, but I could also use that for my veterinary
The
bill.
dogs, right, I use it for the dogs. I use it
So
for
you
the
can charge your medical bills, and they'll give you, depending on 6 months or 12 months, depending what the bill is or what contract that they have, with no interest. So that's another option. But I think if you don't have that card, or you don't want another credit card, medical providers usually do will work out something with you to pay that off with no interest.
Right, but Care Credit's great because, they do 12, 24 months interest free and stuff like that. I use it for the dogs and the cats, and I ended up using it for when I had to have dental because they didn't have, before we had whatever. So, yeah. Janice Weiss, I'll get you your affidavit. We're on the tracking sheet. I'm doing all the New York stuff I did some today. I'll be finalizing the New York stuff tomorrow to get stuff signed for people. So just bear with me. It's crazy busy.
So Joan says, isn't Vicky Palladino supporting us? So yes, she says she does, but I want you to call her tomorrow if she's your council person and ask her if she would introduce the legislation. And if she would, then maybe we need to speak to her about doing that.
Right.
John, those that don't want to waive and do so before the deadline, will that stop in the tracks? John, you ask me this question every single week. If you get the injunction on this case, it should stop everything in its tracks. Yes, that is the premise of an injunction. It stops everything from happening just like the last time.
Right.
Marcia Biederman, a lot of council members have no opposition in the upcoming primary, which in many districts means they will basically have already won the re-election. Which is why if you guys got nothing else to do and you want to make change, maybe you need to run for office.
There you go. Like Diane said, I'll have my chickens run for office.
Nimi Alperstein, I call Lynn Shulman every day, and I think her people by now recognize my voice. They say she's too busy with the budget. Any progress with the meeting? But see, what's interesting is she on the finance committee? No.
I don't know.
I posted that today. That was the post today, was the finance committee. What budget thing could she possibly be involved in?
Right.
And didn't Brad Lander present the budget already?
No, they're finalizing the budget.
They're finalizing the budget.
Okay.
Okay, so let's Google this again, because clearly I'm not quite sure what. Someone can educate me where I'm misunderstanding this. So the Committee on Finance does not include Lynn Shulman,
Right.
Justin Brannan, Keith Powers, Gail Brewer, Diana Ayala, Marjorie Velasquez, Purina Ana Sanchez, Althea Stevens, Amanda Farias, Francisco Moya, Julie Wan, Natasha Williams, Sylvina Brooks Powers, Crystal Hudson, Chi Aze, Charles Barron, Farrah Lewis, Camila Hanks, and David Carr. What am I missing? I don't know. Maybe ferrets or something needed saving this week. Sorry, I almost made you choke. And I love ferrets. Do you know,
I never checked. I just
I love ferrets. I
Well,
love
guinea
guinea pigs
pigs.
too.
I have ferrets. I used to have ferrets.
I think I remember that.
yes, right.
Yeah, she was upset at my little talking guinea pig.
Oh, you're talking. I thought that was hysterical. I'm sorry.
It was
I thought
awesome
that
that
was
I gave that. It kind of morphed my lips and my eyes into this.
I
guinea
thought that
pig,
was funny.
and it had personality.
Yes, I thought that was funny.
I'm gonna have to find that
Like
thing.
own ferrets. I thought that was funny.
I'm gonna have to find that video thing again and see if I could get it to sing or something. I don't know. I'll have to go outside and sing.
That was hysterical.
I know. Who's that song? I'll have to sing all by myself.
Gilbert O'Sullivan.
I'll be walking through down by the park singing all by myself. I'll fit in with all the crazy people. To the city council, the retirees don't tribute this song to you.
There you go.
They can't be saving ferret. I remember when they outlawed ferrets. I was so not understanding that because they were the cutest little things. And
Well, I
when-
had, like I said, I had ferrets for years.
When I was a kid, there was this thing that I got in a gumball machine, and it was yellow and fuzzy, and it was like a snake. It kind of looked like a ferret, and it used to like curl in between your fingers. Does anyone remember that? It's like a fuzzy yellow thing, and it had eyes. I don't know how it did. I don't remember how it did that. I don't know. The year of the guinea pig. It must be the year of the guinea pig. You love my humor, Judy. It's probably because I am so tired. I have lost my marbles.
It's starting to crack. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I know. I only had like 3 hours worth of sleep this morning, and I woke up thinking I had to get the dogs out. But
Oh, see, yes.
I
See,
wasn't
I
even
remember this.
home.
It was on a fishing line. Yes.
I wasn't even home. And the lady watching my dogs is telling me that my dog has been on a 2-day eating strike because I wasn't home. She said she finally broke and was eating peanut butter today. I was like, okay, I guess Sugar Bear misses me. So it's after 9 and I'm not seeing any more questions. When will we go to court? I don't know, Benjamin. We'll go to court when we get a date. We're waiting for a date.
So as per Ellen, she asked me what the magic 8 ball said about the weather, and it said you may rely on it. So there's your answer for the magic 8 ball.
I'm
Yes.
not home, so I don't have lavender, but I did go buy these little cucumber masks from CVS the other day, so I'll just put them on my eyes and I'll let you know how that works. But wonder what discretionary funds council members are worried about losing. I don't know. I thought it was small, and I had said to somebody, I'll just take money out of my retirement and just send it to whoever will be willing to do it. And they said, well, usually they get about $5 million. And I was like, I don't have that anywhere. I'm so sorry. I wish I had $5 million, then I wouldn't have to worry about health insurance, but damn.
Oh my gosh, Wendy Beck's like those cucumber masks look like condoms. Actually, they do. It's like the ones they hand out on the subway.
Really? I don't know. They're like,
No, they do.
do they? I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen a condom. Sorry.
Okay,
Uh,
but anyway.
yeah, you guys have crazy humor. No, I'm not
Right,
putting
but
rubbers on
that's
my
why we're
eyes.
here, because we have to laugh. All this horrible stuff that's happening, we have to laugh and chuckle because laughter is the best medicine. Okay,
Can the phone numbers you sent out earlier today be made into one email? What do you mean into one? You mean just put all the email addresses? You want to email all those people? I didn't want you to email them. I just wanted you to call. Yeah, Ellen says discretionary funds are huge. Can you explain what you mean by waiting for a date? Well, we're waiting for the court to give us a court date to argue
the copay.
the copay case.
Right.
Does the Aetna plan cover the 365 in hospital? Yes.
Right.
Leprechaun condoms? I
'Cause
don't even want to know. Now I'm thinking Lucky Charms guy.
oh, dude, really?
It's the only leprechaun I know.
Okay, so remember, it's going to be a 4-day weekend because tomorrow is Friday and Monday is Memorial Day. So remember all those who fought for our freedom and memorialize those who sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice. So we will be
And in the city, it is Fleet Week.
right, and it is fleet. Ho ho ho! All those guys in uniform.
Oh, behave.
I'm behaving. I'm always a good girl. So we will be opening the page on Tuesday. So it is a 4-day weekend. So don't stress out. You know, we are available. Again, anything breaks, you know, we always open up the page. If we have homework for you, you could always check. You know, we do leave the page open, but you just can't comment or post anything. But, you know, if we do have stuff for you to do, it will be up there for you to glance at and take care of. But again, we need to remember those who fought for our freedom. So with that note, you know, I thank our moderators and everybody out there. And again, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Oh, there you go. Put those little things on your eyes. And you could put them in your salad when oh, there you go. There you go.
It actually feels slimy like a cucumber.
Oh, okay. Does it feel comforting?
It's actually quite cooling.
Oh, it's cooling? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So with that note, like I said, you know.
Well, let me say my
so your
usual
little spiel.
send money.
Go ahead,
As-
Jerry Lewis.
as The court case, yeah, thank you. As the court case and everything gets closer, the bills get higher.
Yes, much higher.
Yeah, so if you just remember last year where we only had one case, we were running about $100,000 a month, $120,000 a month at our peak. And this time we're doing 2 cases, so there are local parades and maybe I can find Lynn Shulman there. Lynn, Nimi, what I would say to you is definitely
But,
Bring friends when you do that.
right,
Go as a group, because if you go by yourself, it's not as powerful than if you go with a group of like 10 friends.
right. But again, explain your story. You know, that is the goal.
Yeah, and what you do need to do as well,
Right.
is that is a good point, because he said that yesterday.
Yes, you did.
So if you on your social media try to aim to do a little video of yourself, right? To post a video, make it public, and you want to stay like maybe 1, 2, 3 minutes. Don't go over that. And the shorter, the better. If you could do it in a minute, practice it on your cell phone. Make yourself like 2, 3 points that you want to make, or even 1 point, and try to keep that video at 60 seconds. And then if you could do that, that's why you saw me on the weekend. I was making 4 60-second videos on Twitter, because they're short. People will listen. They'll listen to the whole thing and then they'll move on. If you make them long, they'll listen to part of it and then they'll move. So we were learning that as we were growing and using YouTube. The long videos people didn't always watch. You know, they'll watch these because you guys are looking for information or entertainment. but
We're entertaining, all right.
But the 60-second videos is where you want to be. And in that 60 seconds, you put in, you know, hi, my name is, you don't have to use your whole name, you know, hi, my name is Jane and I live in so-and-so's district. And I'm not sure you understand what the city's move to Medicare Advantage is going to do to affect me. You need to understand how this will affect me and da-da-da-da-da. And then just say it. You know, if this is important to you, or you want to protect seniors in your district and retired workers, they're already crying that they're understaffed everywhere. Well, this isn't going to make it any better either. So say it in 60 seconds, post it, tag your council person.
Right. And again, 2 to 3 minutes is the maximum that people will listen to, because that is what the attention span to anybody pretty much is. You know, after 2 minutes, I don't want to listen to this.
Well, it just becomes too much. But Laura Genovese, can we overcome the mess the council members have made, with so many of them saying they tried to introduce our bill? Well, we were trying to joke about it, calling it the Stormy Daniels bill of healthcare. So I'll come up with something funny and try to post that and then make it public and you can all share it. But that needs to be addressed, and we just need to figure out how to do that. You know, still with
Fix
class
it.
and with
We'll
some
fix
humor.
it. We'll fix it.
Yeah, Michelle and I were working on a meme on it yesterday that I haven't unleashed yet, but it's coming.
So again, guys,
Go on.
try to enjoy your family, reflection, and, you know, in this long weekend, we are all going to try to get some rest, which I doubt, but we will try to squeeze in some self-preservation, you know, here over the weekend, and, you know, and that's that, you know, but we have
So-
to.
So like Michelle is saying, try to relax this weekend. We're going to close the page down right after this is over. And as Michelle did say, is if there's something does open up to happen by tomorrow, we will let you know. But I don't think anything's going to happen. We got our news today, which was pretty good news. You know, kudos to everyone. Actually, let's close it with that, so I could take a short, I want to end it with that and send a little, if everyone can send, when I say go, I want everyone to send, because there's 330 people on this chat right now. I want everyone to send hearts and thumbs up, whatever, to Jake. So I want to close this right now by wishing you, the three of us wish you a very merry weekend, a happy Memorial Day, and good thoughts all around for those that served. Thank you for the moderators. Thank you to all of you guys for being here with us, and show us love for Jake and Steve and their legal team of analysts and everyone that helped us out, paralegals. So give all those hearts and thumbs up so I could live stream this little 60-second part to the lawyers. So thanks guys for showing the love, because they got us here, and it's been a pleasure working with them.
Good job.
Right.
Keep those hearts coming.
Comment.
Hearts for the legal team. Yay.
Yay. That's right, because, you know, they're the powerhouse. We're just, you know, we're the one that boosts them up.
There you go. Look at that.
Guys are the best.
All right, everybody. So we love you and have a great weekend. And
And
I will
again,
put
we'll
up some
open
more
up on
homework.
Tuesday, and if we post anything for you guys to do tomorrow and Monday, keep checking the page. But again, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, and whoever you love. All right.
Love you guys. Good night.